Asian kids. There, everybody is dancing to our rhythm. And so that's a compliment, but it's a reality,
Yeah.
you know. So, we need to have like, well, my granddaughter did do an event where they danced to Mexican music because it was like we want to show different cultures, and so it's just probably that time where the world is blending, and the only problem that I have with that is that once the world blends, then you see on the commercials, you don't see any black elder person doing dancing to hip hop.
Mm.
Now all the whites have the getting paid to dance like us. And it's like it's not our culture anymore. We're not getting paid
Thank
for
you,
it.
thank you, thank you,
And so that's
thank
the
you,
part
thank
I
you.
don't like. I don't care if you emulate us or whatever. But now
Hold
you're
on,
taking the job.
watch this. I was at a party. I went because my birthday was on the weekend, so I ended up at a party.
Happy birthday to
I
you.
saw, watch this. I saw some Chinese people singing the blues on
Get out of
Cermak
here.
Tequila. The
China.
band, the band was Chinese singing. I said, oh my God. So now y'all know that was a
Oh my
cultural. That was
God.
a cultural. That was just. I'm like, you mean to tell me a Chinese man in here on the corner? Well, there's a joint up there, but in the backyard, a Chinese man and a Chinese woman was singing the blues Saturday night. I said, I cannot believe this.
Hey, life in the big city.
So now the question is, since our culture is being whatever you want to call it, we're not monetizing. We just said, well, we're not monetizing our culture. Everybody come in and steal our stuff.
Hmm.
So let me say, I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm gonna say this. They say hip hop is 50 years old, right? It has been some successful people that came out of the hip hop community. It ain't created no grocery stores. It ain't created no hospitals. It ain't created no. You see what I'm saying? Some folks
Yes.
got rich, but it didn't. It didn't mean nothing to
It
the
didn't
black
bring
community.
any wealth to the community. It didn't bring any wealth to the community. It took wealth from the community. The establishment of the Chinese folks singing our what we do, that took wealth from our community because they're doing it now in their community. Nothing, no residuals came back to us. Hmm.
So so I'm not look. I don't want y'all to sound like I'm prejudiced towards black folks, but these boys coming out of these ghettos and they go to the NBA, NFL, but they don't bring nothing. They come out these, but the second generation of the LeBron kids, they don't know nothing about that. But so the Deion Sanders and all these people, they multi-millionaires, but they have not given anything back. They came out these ghettos, so now they don't want to be associated. They got cousins they left behind. I'm
Right,
not trying to
right.
say you're supposed to give somebody something, but I guarantee you somebody in their family deserve an investment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, there are people who I don't know where you're, and you do have to search for it because again, there's so much media information out there now. Like Ti, they just did a whole housing complex in Atlanta. Um, Again, LeBron James, Snoop Dogg, uh, even what's his name, Nelly, they have always given back to organizations. And there are monies and programs that they have out there. So it depends on what you're looking for. Because sometimes there's so much information that good information gets lost. It gets lost in the shuffle because the media only puts out what they want to put out. They want you to know only what they want you to know. And that's the part about the biases of the current your top media sources.
Yes.
The other good things that go on in the black community, we don't have. Do we have a black paper here in Chicago anymore?
Just Chicago Communicator.
I'm telling you.
What?
So
Hey,
so for
what?
information,
Why you?
So
why
for
you ain't say why you
information,
why I'm sorry, y'all. Why you ain't say the defender or the offender as they call it? I'm
because
just messing with you now. But I was
for
at
information to get
they
out, it
trying to give
doesn't
me
get out.
yeah, they trying to give me a media pass to be involved in the Democratic National Convention and whatever they
Dude,
have.
that's what we try. Our organization is trying to get. Where did we get the media pass,
Oh
Grady?
shit. Okay, all right. So anyway, so I got
You
that.
gotta
I didn't
help
get
me
it.
out.
Hold on. I didn't get it through the traditional political people of
I
this town. I had to
know.
go to had to go to the national to get it.
Oh, tell me who
That's
to
what
go to.
so the first event, Levette would know about that. We was at the what's that, the dome over there with the flowers growing in, conservatory.
Conservatory.
It was so many white folks on Central Park in Madison. I said, where the black people at? So Leo High School had a choir. They had all black boys. I will send that to you. I
Okay.
said, that's the only thing that impressed me. They had them black boys out of Leo High. Remember, they from the South Side. They came
Yeah,
to the
Leo
West
High
Side.
School. That's where my
They
son
probably ain't
went.
never been on the West Side in their life.
Right. Probably not.
But I was so impressed with those young men. I said, oh my
Really?
God, this was worth coming to.
Did you tape it?
I told them to
Oh,
send it to me.
excellent. Excellent. Okay. Well, Grady.
Now,
So
that
now
is not,
your
hold on.
assignment is to
That is
get us
not,
in
hold on,
here.
I'm gonna say this. That is not gonna make this mainstream media. So we have to put that out there.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
That's right. We have to put that out there. Yes, we do. And we need to do it right away. So send it to me. So now, so what do you guys think about this National Democratic Convention, and then followed by the National Republican Convention? I want to be at both of them. I want to
You know
report on
what?
both of
I'm sorry. I'm glad you said that.
them.
We need to be at both of them.
That's right.
Thank you.
Both
All
of
right, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Both of them. Both of them. Both of them. So okay, ladies. Lawanza, he's talking, so that's why I didn't ask him. What say you about the strategy for keeping people in the boundaries that we establish for them? I mean, it's just like I said at the beginning of the show, somebody stepped closer than 3 feet in front of my face, I put my hand up.
But people are different, Wanda. One thing I think that your age group, and I'm gonna say our age group, you got to understand where you are and what you mean to the ones that are running the show. Right now, they're not a big concern about anybody really that's probably 55 and over.
Okay.
That's not their moneymaker. That's not where they're gonna get their wealth. That's not who they're trying to appease. Yes, there's a lot of real chaos going on out here. I mean, a whole lot of real crazy stuff. I mean, stuff that, again, if you take the time and sit down and watch some of these legitimate police cams and court cams, and you see it's some real special people running around out here, and they're violent. They're violent, and they have some real serious psycho-emotional disorders. So when you start talking about boundaries, first of all, you got to make sure people can understand and interpret what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And many of the people out here that we're encountering now, they can't. And unfortunately, we were talking about this, some friends and I, about a couple of months ago, and we were talking about those target kids who are between 29 and 39, and the level, we started with that group talking about the level of anxiety and antidepressants and medications that they're on, and seemingly to help them cope. And they have not had even 1/10 of the challenges that some of their parents and grandparents had to deal with. And they're finding it very hard, even in college, getting out. They got a lot going on in these college campuses too. These college campuses are, hey, they out of control also. But they have not been through 1/10 of what their parents and grandparents have gone through. And again, they don't like, I agree, we shouldn't measure. It's not a form of measurement. But what we're noticing is that they break down easily. And their breakdowns are very different. So you're talking about boundaries. Sometimes they were raised to that they didn't have any bounds. Sometimes they perceive that when you said you can go out there and be anything you want to be,
Yeah.
and to a degree, yes, you can, and with the proper support. But see, they didn't add all this other stuff
Right.
along with
Right.
it.
Right.
And
Right. They didn't add that.
unfortunately,
They didn't
they
add
didn't
that.
add that. And they grew up misinformed, misrepresented, miseducated, undereducated, and it just was really not prepared for the real world that's out there. And
Right.
again, how do you prepare your kids for something like that? A very good friend of ours that we know, and I'm not going to say names and stuff, but I'm going to tell you about the incident. Her grandson, again, very similar to my grandson, was picked up by a gazillion places. He chose Arizona. While he was out in Arizona, some of his friends, college friends, they stopped by a convenience store, a safe, seemingly safe convenience store, not too far from the university. He went in the store to get some stuff. Two of them got out. The other ones were sitting in the car. And just to go in and get them some snacks, I guess, which again, my grandson did the same thing while he was away. While he was in the store, he was stabbed by some Hispanic who just approached him. The storekeeper and everybody else said this guy just walked up to him and asked him something. He said he didn't even know what the guy was saying to him. And as he got ready to walk away, the guy started stabbing him.
Oh my God.
His other friends and everybody else, the store owner, everybody had to come to his aid. That child almost died. He underwent 3 different surgeries. He has not returned to school because of this incident yet. Because again, it was so life altering for the entire family and him now. Because again, he was the good kid doing a good thing. I mean, they go in the convenience store. I mean, he had lived in California. He had lived here in the suburbs of Chicago, and nothing like this had ever happened to him. He had gone in the store before, had his grandma pull up, and he run in and get him something, and they get it and go on home. You know, that was not anything uncommon. How do we prepare our kids for stuff like that? How do we make sure? Because I have not told my grandson of that incident because he knew that boy that was killed on 18th and what was that, 18th and Clark?
Really?
18th and State, by the police station, right? That was 18th and State. He knew them. They had, because of the schools being on the south side, they had crossed paths, and because people both talked about them both wearing suits and different stuff, they kind of like knew each other through one of the chats and whatnot. Again, that bothered him for a very long time.
I'm sure it did.
And we've had to talk to him about these types of shootings and things. We were sitting on my sister's porch, and we saw them shoot these 2 guys down across the street, drove back, came up, come to find out the guys didn't really live there. One of the guys who was in the residence, my sister's next door neighbor, her nephew was over there. He was from Detroit. He said he knew these guys, and nobody else knew these guys, but he said he knew these guys. He went across the street shortly before the shooting. They shot and killed him. And the guy, let me tell you, they weren't driving no hoopties. They were driving a beautiful black BMW SUV. We saw the guy come out of the driver's side because they were heading westbound on Garfield. He came out of the driver's side. There were cars still moving. The car slowed down. He came up out of the driver's side rear and shot at those guys. He was in all black. He almost blended with the car and just shot him up right there, like it was something you see in the television. And again, we find out through the police and other things, allegedly, there were a couple of guys over there who were drug dealers who were out of their territory. They had been selling drugs in their territory, wherever it was, and they had been watching them and knew where they were. Now, the guy that was killed, the next door neighbor's nephew, had just arrived. They say he hadn't even been here 24 hours yet. But the other guys that were killed and the 2 guys that survived, her son and her son-in-law, I should say that was her son-in-law's cousin. He said he didn't know those guys. He's in on, so they couldn't even offer that mother any information. And that child was only 26. Came here for the weekend, the holiday weekend, and that's what happened to him. So you talk about boundaries. With so much going on, no matter where you go. Got another thing, the woman got arrested at the airport. It was not funny, but it was. And she was white. She cussed the black flight attendant who worked the counter, cussed her completely out, got up in her face with her phone. Pilot came past, cussed him out too. He said, "You ain't getting on the plane." And you ain't getting on the plane. She pitched
I'm sorry.
real...
You are absolutely, I'm sorry, it's Grady. You are absolutely right. There was a committee meeting in Congress
They need
the
to
other
make a
day,
law that they
overtime,
arrest their
whatever.
racist ass.
Well, I don't know if y'all familiar with that committee.
Oh yeah,
The
I
white
saw
girl,
that. I saw that meeting. I agree. When she called her a dyed blonde butch, I thought she was gonna get in trouble for using the word butch. I did. I the moment that came out 30 minutes after it happened, it was out there. And when she said that, I said, "Ooh, she gonna get in trouble for the butch," but she didn't. And everybody kept saying she should have said, and I kept saying, "Well, you can't call."
did y'all realize those were there was like 3 congresswomen. They was in Washington, D.C. at a congressional committee. So
The white girl,
that white girl didn't
was
have
out
no
of order.
respect.
At
She didn't
all.
have no
Right.
respect. She didn't have no
None.
respect for none of them other
None.
black women in Congress.
She's a Trump supporter.
Okay, well, we know that.
No, when I say that, I don't mean just there is money. There is still a lot of money that goes along with them. That's why a lot of them are doing this. A lot of them are doing this because some of them feel they will be financially and politically ruined. It's the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. And what happens is their constituents have no integrity whatsoever, but they want to. And I love when that preacher came out, that white mega church preacher came out on his butt when he was selling them Bibles, and I haven't seen them up there. I think they shut that down because he came right out and he hit them hard. I mean, he hit them hard with both barrels because that's the only ones who are going to be able to shut him down. It's going to have to be them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he took a stand. He took a stand, and I appreciate that. And it did hurt him because that's how he's got these people brainwashed.
So let's do this here. Let's go back to boundaries. Since Wanda, I know we ain't got that much time left. Let's go back to boundaries. She didn't have no respect for her own colleagues, so she didn't even know. She's supposed to have some boundaries. It's supposed to click in her mind.
Yeah.
This lady got elected. We all got here because our constituents.
That's right.
She didn't give a damn.
No.
She figured y'all some ghetto.
That's
why,
right.
Why I gotta respect y'all? Y'all some ghetto. I ain't gonna say what I really want to say.
She said, with your fake eyelashes.
Yeah, it's a little different because
she did go. She did. She just went. She went a little too far for that. That's all I'm saying. She went a little too far.
They can say about anything they want to on the House floor.
And that's white trash.
But she felt like she could say that.
They want to over there. They let them say anything.
Well, because back in the day, they used to get fined and penalized for that. But again, those kind of politicians are gone.
Yeah,
they're gone. Yeah. They're gone. And this mayhem that you got up there because people don't vote. I mean, we're still telling people when you don't vote, that is a vote for the incumbent.
Yeah.
And they're so, but they taught these kids not to think. These kids are not analytical whatsoever. They expect they rely on GPS. I had my granddaughter in the car, and she was using, and I have OnStar. I've had OnStar because it came with all my cars. I've had it since 2004, and I've got it with the latest one. And I use it for the roadside assistance type stuff. I don't use it. I know where the hell I'm going when I get in my car. I don't need GPS to tell me nothing. I've been to figure the route out before I go. I grew up that way. I grew up on maps. What's his name? Rand and McNally. I grew up with them. Bring out the map.
Rand,
I know how to look at the map and read a globe. We were educated.
Right.
So I told her that, and again, the same with Chicago. Chicago's a grid. This is the easiest kind of street in the world to learn because it's a grid.
It's a grid system.
It's a grid system.
Yeah,
You can't get no
don't
peace
go
in
to
this.
don't go to
Unlike
Washington
unlike
D.C.
unlike Detroit,
That's bad, you know.
Chicago is
Detroit,
not
and
laid
like
out
I
like
said,
Don't go to Washington D.C. It's bad all on
and
Thank you.
curves and
DC
California
the
too.
same way.
arteries.
California, every little wagon trail that they had, they turned into a damn road. Don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. You need a GPS to get your ass unlocked because you're gonna get lost
Mhm.
messing around with that.
Mhm.
But she
Mhm.
is depending and using a grid system here in Chicago and to go to the immediate suburbs. I said, no, boo boo. And so when we
Well,
started, and I'm showing her the name of stuff, this child has been, she's grown, she's good and grown, she'll be 23. She has been driving around depending on GPS. And I told her, let me tell you something, technology is excellent when it works the way it should. But when it doesn't work and you got to do what you got to do, what are you going to do?
stick your
You're
head
gonna
out
sit
the
there
window and
because
start asking questions.
Yeah. Oh,
we're not doing that because again, this is not hard. This is not even rocket science. So I had to stop and give her a lesson as we coming as to what streets go all the way into the suburbs. You can take even into another state. And I told her that's what you learn, and you learn how to go. And again, look at a map. Look at a map. You don't have to
They
always
always
turn around.
had. Do you
I
ever
don't
see
want to
the
read.
Rand McNally maps? Now
You
you
ain't
know
got
they
to.
use.
Google got a whole map that you can search and pull up on and look. That's the same map that OnStar. Matter of fact, let me tell you where the map came from. The map came from DOD and U.S. Department of Forest Service because that's who puts that stuff together and they use it for fire
Well,
suppression.
let me
So
kind of help you out.
and for the military. So
Well,
they made that.
let me say nothing. You know. Well, you know what this is what I want to say now. When I went back to college to change careers, I took a course.
Yeah, I was
In this course, you know, I'm in computer science, so I took a course. In this course, we were writing a program that you put in those Palm Pilots, you know, and it was to give you directions, road directions. That's a project that I worked on for college, and I wrote the research paper. And anyway, uh, what they really use is the USPS because I know how to write the software and programs. You use Oracle to do it, databases. It's really based on the United States Postal Service grid system. I mean, the military is one thing, but mail goes everywhere. Okay, that's more definitive mapping of location based on the grid system that you're referring
You want
to.
to that name put out.
What do you
Well,
say?
because I actually got a chance. I worked with DOD and U.S. Forest Service on that exactly, and I don't know what they used to do, but I'm telling you what they were doing what we did do in 2017, and I'm gonna tell you, and again, how the money is funded and how those agencies work together.
Well,
But
I'm
at the
not down
same
to
time,
the
still, but at
defendant.
the same time, though, it's got to be something where we stop getting our kids brainwashed into following as what is Ali used to call it rope-a-dope, where you sit up here, yeah, because sometimes the old people they was right. And he wasn't that old, but a rope-a-dope. Because don't believe that nonsense. Do not follow the crowd. You are not sheep. Sometimes it's okay to be a goat, to have your own opinion and have your own direction. You ain't got to follow the sheep over the cliff because that's exactly what sheep will do. They're just that dumb. And see, that's what we have to tell our kids. And we have to stop them when we see them doing this dumb stuff. You don't become a slave to anything. Same way we were taught when calculators were out. Because when I told my grandkids how long calculators were out, and my father actually would not let us use a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
And
totally
again, this
against.
fuzzy
I'm
math. Are
against
you
that.
seeing
I'm
the new
against
math,
that.
the fuzzy math they got them doing?
No. I took advanced math. If I took 4 more classes, I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics. I'm excellent at mathematics. And I was terrible all my life at mathematics. But you know what happened? I got a damn calculator and I started doing stuff and getting answers with the calculator and working out the stuff like that. And you know, when you go study mathematics in college, you get a math degree, the first thing you take is calculus. You have to take a year and a half of calculus. I didn't do that. I read calculus on my own and took the next course, 300 level differential equations. So I went to a 200, 300 course and got an A in that course in the honors class, and I never took calculus. And I
Okay,
started by fooling around with calculator.
okay, all right.
Okay, so calculators is good.
So in closing, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
thank you, thank you. So let me say this, just to piggyback on what he said. I taught my children multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
okay.
So I had to drill their little butts at my table to make sure, no offense to calculators, I made sure they knew their timetables for what to, 10 to 12.
Yeah,
I drilled them.
Amen. Because you got people
but
can't give change. They
but
can't
but
count.
let me
that's
finish
right.
something.
Okay, no, I'm just saying.
Uh,
That's what I did. I'm just saying what I did.
multiplication table, that 9 by 9 grid, that is based on total rote memory. That is
Okay.
not based on a calculator. I'm telling you, I have a degree and it's in science and mathematics. You know, I could have gone and got a graduate degree in mathematics. I'm excellent at math. I took all kind of math courses in college. Statistics, the differential equations, linear algebra, stats, all that kind of stuff, and have applied it on a job. I worked in engineering, chemical engineering, and have
Oh,
applied
Lord.
it. Okay,
Go on.
and so mathematics is the math multiplication tables is total rote memory. That's just memorization.
Okay.
I can't remember my right now. I cannot, even though I took all that advanced math. If you ask me what's 7 times 8, I can't really. I have to think about it. I can't ever remember. I'm serious. I
I'm
can't do
sorry.
multiplication hardly. I'm not
You
lying.
know what?
I
You
ain't
came
lying.
to the exact conclusion. I drilled. So I said, what's 5 times 5? 25.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
remember
Because I made sure I took 5 sticks, 5 toothpastes. Toothpicks. Time 5.
that.
I
And you made
made
it a
sure they knew
multiple.
what. Well, I'm
Good,
just saying. That's what I did to my
good,
children.
real.
I don't
That's
know what
real
y'all
good.
do. I'm just letting you know.
That's good. No, I cannot
Gentlemen,
All
remember
right.
my
it's
I gotta
multiplication
go,
okay.
table.
y'all. I gotta go to the
We
store.
gotta
All right.
go.
Wait a minute,
too.
Wanda.
Yes, ma'am.
There's one thing I emailed you right. I texted you right quick. Show that because I think this was important. Grady, I wanted you to and Lizette, especially those of us with kids, to see young adults and children, grandchildren, whatsoever. It says the news just came out. There's this thing I just sent Wanda. It says daily marijuana use outpaces daily drinking in the U.S.
Okay.
Say that one more
That's
time. Say
good.
that.
That's good.
Whoa.
What did it say now?
That's good.
Daily marijuana use outpaces daily drinking in the U.S.
That's
Oh,
good.
really?
Because
No,
ain't
that's not
They
good.
just
marijuana,
No,
hold
that's
on.
not good.
crimes and doing all
They
that
just
under
start
marijuana.
tracking it. It's been that way all the time. They
Yeah,
just start tracking it now
yeah,
because it's
one
legal.
vice.
Oh,
They're trading one
I
vice
tend to
for
agree
another.
with you.
Huh? It's the what
I,
now? Sandra,
I
what
tend to
did you say?
agree.
I said they're trading one vice for another. It's all
Okay.
self-medication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but people,
Yeah.
but people is not driving into people's houses and cribs moving up. Now I ain't talking about these
That's not
fools
true.
who,
Yeah, I don't know what stuff you listening to.
weed,
That's
people
hilarious.
be not.
Okay.
Now with this stuff that this is unnatural weed that they got going on here. They got that hydroponic weed where it's being
Yeah.
grown in water, and you can. I'm a chemist, you know, so I mean I know something about it.
Oh, it's being grown in
And
water. What about that?
you see,
Explain.
when it's grown in water, it's not grown in dirt. When it's grown in dirt, you know, because I like to
But
analyze
everybody
stuff.
ain't buying that.
Well,
That ain't what they selling on the street.
let me finish this here. When it's grown in dirt, there's a limit on how much phosphorus, iron, and other necessary components that a plant needs to grow. But when you put it in fluid like water, well, you can put in a higher concentration of those ingredients when it's in water because you get all kind of space. Remember, you got to have so much air for the plant and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of air there. It's not doesn't have a level of density. You have more density when it's in a fluid, in hydroponic growth than when you have it in dirt because you don't have the same level of density, and that's the reason why that stuff has a higher concentration. Do I have to read it up? No, I don't have to read nothing. I've worked in science and engineering since I was 24 years old. I'm in 63, and so I know.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information.
Well, thank you. You know what? I did learn a lot. on this call, and I hope I was able to contribute to my little. I've been always slow. I've never been an A student, so I was like C minus,
Oh,
C
I was the
plus.
same way. I was the same way,
Okay,
player.
so
I was
so I
no.
hey,
This
I used to
don't
get
mean
mad at
nothing.
all the smart kids because I'm like,
Oh
how
no, no,
they
I
get
wasn't
so
one of
damn
those. No,
smart?
no, no. I barely graduated from high school and all that. I didn't know nothing and stuff like
Grady,
that.
you always bring life to the show. You really do.
Oh, I was
I'm
the
just
same way.
saying. I
That's the
used
same
hey,
way.
hey, I'm gonna tell you something.
But the
I used to
difference
could
is, the
I used to
difference
couldn't
is,
stand them smart ass kids. I said, how the
yeah,
hell
yeah.
they smart as
But
me?
see,
Grady,
but the
Grady,
difference is,
you know what my
I didn't go.
granddad used to call them?
I didn't go blaming other people because I had deficiencies.
Yo,
I didn't go. What I did is that I just said, "Hey, it's time for me to get my thing together," and I started working. I kept on getting them Fs and them Ds and stuff, and then I stopped getting my feelings hurt and get mad at other people. Said I got to do something about that on my damn dammy. Okay, that's what they other asses need to do. I ain't gonna be blaming other people because I ain't got my shit together. It's incumbent upon myself to do that. And I worked and kept on working on it and then finally got that shit right. No, I was always a F and a damn D student as a child all my life.
But you know what my granddad used to call the ones that were super highly educated? He would wait. Now these are my family.
educated fool,
Right?
educated
He
fool.
would wait till they left and the door would close, and he would say, "Now that's an educated fool right there."
That's what my dad.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And some of them were just that, about as foolish as they can be. I gotta
That's
go,
And
Wanda. Gotta
and,
go,
and
guys.
Hey, I'm letting
the
y'all
one,
know before I get off this call. I swear to God, I learned so much. I used to hate. Nah, I ain't say. I used to be envious of all of the kids that got A's and shit. I'm like, the fuck.
Oh, I never got no A's as a kid in school. I never,
So I've
except for
never been.
Jimmy. Except for
I've never
Jimmy.
been an A student. I'm telling y'all this. I ain't never been an A student.
Y'all all.
I
When
bet
I
you, I
finally
bet
got it
you got,
together
I
in
bet you
college, I
got
was,
A's in
became one
gym.
of
That was
those.
I'm a student.
Hey, hey,
That was I'm a student.
Grady, did you get A's in gym?
Huh?
Did you get A's in gym?
Well, you get E's actually. You really
Levette,
get
Levette,
E's and
I'm gonna
G's,
put you on
Linda.
my phone because you was absolutely right.
No, right?
I got A's in gym.
Yeah, well, I went to public school and they didn't have A's, they had E's. That's what
Well,
I
well,
remember.
whatever. I was part of the CPS Chicago.
Yeah, yeah,
I was,
same thing here, man.
yeah.
Oh boy,
But
y'all a trip.
when she
He
said
said,
it,
"Hey, Jim."
my best grades came from gym.
Oh,
Hold
absolutely.
on. Oh yeah, gym. I got good grades at gym because I enjoyed playing dodgeball, basketball, whatever. 'Cause I couldn't wait to get into the gym.
Oh yeah, swimming, softball, of course. Oh, you
Yeah,
know that.
all that
They look.
stuff.
They had to leave an outlet for those that Now the way that I was smart, I was so smart. I was best friends with all my teachers, and man, that was the best because
Uh
Well,
I
oh.
see,
never
Uh
failed.
oh.
when I was in
She figured
school,
out how to pass way back then.
I used to tell them they passed me along because they just didn't want to see me had to deal with me another year again.
So there. Hey,
I got
I
along with
enjoyed this.
everybody.
Watch
Wanda,
out,
we gotta do
go.
this again.
Yes, we do.
I love being on calls with people that could critically think. I love it. I
Hey,
Yes,
love
listen,
it.
one more
So,
correction. For us agriculturalists, the ones that
oh,
we don't call
no,
it dirt, we call it
no, you
soil.
didn't. Hold on, no, you
We
didn't. I was in
call it
Okay,
Springfield.
soil.
okay.
Watch
We
this.
don't
I was
call
in
it dirt. We
Springfield
call it
I
soil.
was in Springfield last week lobbying for black farmers.
Oh, really?
All right. Okay, well, we
Yes.
got to talk. Let's make that the next show.
all right.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I
All
used to
right.
live in the
All right.
State House Inn. You know the State House Inn down there?
Cool.
Huh?
The nearest hotel to the General Assembly is the State House Inn. I used to live in a
Oh, okay.
suite in
Yeah.
there.
Huh.
You know that I used to live in that suite there for 2.5 years when I was working for the Illinois Department of Public Health. I was the engineer building a vaccine registry for the state of Chicago's health department.
Okay.
Okay, but no, I come a long way, Jack,
Okay.
because I was the one who didn't know nothing. They put me in the dumb classes and all that kind of
Just
stuff.
talking about
You know, they put me in the dumb classes with the dumb kids, sit in the back, all that.
stop.
So
Stop.
let me tell y'all.
The
I
ones that
gotta
don't
say
feel
this
bad.
Last week I was down in Springfield lobbying on behalf of Black
Oh,
farmers.
yeah, my
So
man,
Sonia
my
Harper,
man,
State Rep Sonia Harper,
my man.
is the chairperson of the State Agriculture Committee. And when I
Oh.
found out she from Inglewood, I said,
Yes, she
how the
is. I know
hell
her
she pulled
personally.
that off?
That's why Inglewood getting all that money.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know her personally.
For gardening. So we've got, hey, listen, we've got a 5,000 square foot garden over on Warren and Sacramento.
Uh-huh.
And so I
Let's
definitely would like to talk to
hey,
you.
let's talk tomorrow, but I'm not gonna talk to you unless Wanda meet we on a 3-way, because I don't want nobody to know, you know what I'm saying? I know I've been knowing y'all, I ain't gonna tell my age, but I've been knowing y'all at least 20 years.
Look, my grand, you've been knowing us since Shep was a pup. So
But yeah,
let's
we
move on.
definitely I need to get you all seriously, get you in
Okay.
connection with Sonia Harper. I was with her
Yes,
last week down in
absolutely.
Springfield,
Okay.
lobbying on behalf of Black farmers. You know what I like about her?
What?
She over the state, the whole state, but she
Oh,
carved out
wow.
the lobby piece for Black farmers in the state of
Listen,
Illinois.
I'm gonna tell you
guess
something,
what
brother.
we have at
I'm gonna tell you
Garfield?
something, brother.
Guess-
You're gonna want a technically skilled person to be supportive of you, because let me tell you something. And over there in University of Illinois, they have an agricultural engineering department, and they're the ones who work with Archer Daniel Midland in providing the technology and the research
Hold
that they
on.
use to make GMO. So the point I'm trying to make is that you want to make a new pitch and say, hey, we're coming to this agricultural committee with a new emphasis. We're going to talk about the technology that we're going to be using next black. You want to do something like that?
So now let me say this to you. Then I gotta go off the phone. So it's gonna be me, you, my 2 sisters, and I'm not gonna do nothing without them. I'm letting you know I ain't trying to do no side, all of those stuff between me and you. I need them to be a part of this, because I've been knowing them 2 ladies 20 years or more, at least
I need
20.
to say
I've been
something because
watching
y'all
them.
gonna
I watch all that stuff.
listen, y'all gonna hang this phone up, and I gotta say this. You know what Garfield, Wanda and I are on the advisory council at Garfield Park, right?
Okay. Oh no.
That's
I'm sorry. I heard about it.
wait a minute, this is what I want to say. That's 184 acres of natural greenery that we have been given the authority to do what we want to do. So let's carve out something where we can, hey, do something right there in Garfield. So anyway, on that
Levette,
note, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Levette, I was at a
Well,
secret meeting that the Democratic Party had at the conservatory the other day. I had never been. This is the first time. I said, "Damn, I didn't know they had all this back here."
I'm on the board there.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, I didn't know. All right, y'all. I'm finna get off this phone.
Okay,
Bye.
good night,
All
good
right.
night, good night, good night, good night. Have a great one.